Hello, my name is Stephanie Tangway. I'm an occupational therapist and assistive technology professional, and I work as the clinical education specialist for Motion Concepts. I'm here with you today to speak about the Invacare Matrx Elan Headrest, hardware and pads. The Invacare Matrx Elan head supports offer a variety of sizes and shapes for various applications and amounts of support. Our standard 10-inch C-shaped pad, for example, a very common type of an application, is available with two different types of cover options across the family that we'll go into in detail. This has a fabric StarTex cover. We also have a little 6-inch C-shaped pad, more of a pediatric application. Also with that same fabric cover. And then here is the comparison of our Elan 14-inch wide pad. This has our reverse StarTex cover, what we would find on the order form listed as an infection control cover. Gives you a nice wipeable surface, very easy to keep clean on a daily basis or to wipe down or sterilize in between assessments. So as we look at the 10-inch pad example here, you'll notice that we have a zipper cover, dual zipper cover, and it is a box sewn cover feature that makes it easy for me to remove and to replace the headrest cover. If you've ever had consumers or family members that wanted to be able to remove a cover to wash it, this is going to be very easy for them to remove and replace. As you look at the pad itself, you'll notice our green high resiliency foam. This is actually a pad that is molded in a two-step process. So the base foam that wraps around the aluminum is a firmer foam. It protects the edges of the aluminum plate. And then we do a second mold with a softer version of that material to give a soft interface to the consumer as they are engaged against the head pad itself. You'll also see these little windows or slots that are in the plate. That's going to allow us a little access, so it might give you some versatility for embedding things like a switch that you might use, perhaps a consumer who's going to be using a switch to access a mode switch on a device or for part of their power chair, for example. So it would be easy for us to be able to embed a switch into the foam and have the wiring come through that slot that you see. The pad is also not glued in place, but rather it wraps around the aluminum plate. That makes this a removable, replaceable part. A very unique feature that's going to give you a lot of versatility with Elan moving forward throughout the life of the chair. So you have a lot of versatility. So, okay. Now, those are our C-shaped pads. We also have a couple of other options. Things like a suboccipital shape. This is an example with our infection control cover. We have a large version of that, as well as a smaller version. Even though all of these plates are aluminum, they do offer the ability to do some contouring, although I usually have to get this across a table edge or on a bench. But these can be bent and conformed a little bit to the user's head. And then probably two of our most popular pads are actually our 4-point pads. So here's an example. I've already done a little bit of contouring with this. So here you see a fairly large X shape that has the ability to have the wings molded in to provide more lateral support and keeping the ear free. And we'll show this in an example with a consumer model here in a moment. And then the option for the fabric shape pad cover on that. And then we have our small version of our 4-point pad. This is a little bit more of a standard, maybe a standard head size. We've got some people that also have been using this with some of their pediatric clients. And again, we can bend these in so you can see how easy it is, even with these shaped wings that I can have the cover removable so I can access, and then you can see where the slots are on the small wings as well. Okay, so there you have it, and we will put these on a chair so you can actually see how it looks on board. The Invacare Matrx Elan hardware allows 3 points of angle adjustment. This distal joint and the proximal joint have access. Here it is with an Allen bolt, and on the lower aspect, as I'll show you in close-up, I've removed the Allen bolt and I've used the provided quick adjust handle so that I could flip this in and out of position. If you watch your head 1 second, I'll demonstrate that. So I could flip it away and then I could replace it. A great application if you don't want to have a removable headrest. And the side of this bracket that I'm not supposed to adjust, on the proximal and distal end, it has a cap fitting, so it closes off access to the safety Allen. Even if that cap was removed, a safety Allen has a center pin. I can't access it with my Allen wrench, so I am only loosening and adjusting the proper side of each of these 3 joints so that I can loosen, adjust, and tighten and have it hold securely. So here we see our model Leah's showing you the 10-inch C-shaped pad, and I'll remove this, and I'm going to put in place an example of our small 4-point pad. So this has, as you can see, a lot more contouring. I've set the stops appropriately for height. So I can change, of course, the angle orientation and some rotation. We've kind of preset some of that. And you can see, if you go ahead and bring your head back a little bit for me, you can see I can change this angle, but we also are leaving access so we're not folding over the earlobe or occluding hearing. The wings of our small 4-point I've molded in somewhat. So if I were to spin you around a little bit, you can see on the back side how that still fits. And then this, I'm showing the option that is available with our 4-point pads only for our forehead strap. So this is an attachment that is utilizing the track mount. I've oriented a stud receiver in that track on each of the upper wings, and I have a forehead strap that I can clip on, Velcro closed, so we can set the length of this, whatever's going to be appropriate for our user. I'm trying to muss up your hair too much here, and we can bring our forehead strap. This is going to offer a little bit of elastic adjustment. It has a little bit of a material for a slip-resistant application, so it doesn't slide on the forehead as much and give some anterior stabilizing value for a consumer who may have weaker or diminished neck control or head control. So the forehead strap option is only available on our small 4-point. And on our larger 4-point pad. And when we pick these options, this cover is going to be provided with dual zippers. So it still is retaining its ability to be removable and washable. So I have a zipper close on each side of the cover. So I could easily open this, remove the cover for washing, but when we put it back on, I can have it enclosed so we're not exposing the foam. So it just keeps everything very aesthetically nice. One additional option that is available with the Invacare Matrx Elan head support would be for an extended version of our multi-link hardware. So the standard configuration is shown here. So we can pivot this fore and aft. I can spin this around. I can also turn the square receiver in a 90-degree orientation right or left, which would give me about a 2-inch offset laterally. The multi-spline system allows a lot of compression force as we tighten these joints to help hold the head support orientation. Once we've determined where it is the optimal position for the consumer. But there are times when you may be using a thicker back support, a custom molded back support, where you really want to get more distance horizontally. We need to bring the head support perhaps more forward. Perhaps we have a consumer that has a severe kyphosis or they're hyperlordotic. And so we can't, as we're trying to struggle to bring the head support to that consumer. Another option that we offer is a 3 linkage option. And so it's going to give us an additional, to maximize it out, an additional 3 inches more anterior, or could also give us a little bit more height if you needed more vertical adjustment. So that is not something to add in the field. This is a pick option for the hardware, is the standard 2 link or the optional 3 linkage configuration.